Hi there, I have a really elegant girly card for you today. These are some of my favorite cards to do, I have to admit. What we'll be using include the vintage handbags from the Necessities range. From the frames and tags, I'm going to be using the Samantha as a backdrop. We're going to do some borders with the Indonesian Collection border and corners. The sentiment comes from our expression Birthday Wishes. And we've got a couple of flowers made with the Sweet William die set. Okay, and I'm doing first up some embossing with the Brambled Rose embossing folder. This is an 8x8 size. So that's where we're going to start. I've got a piece of milk colored card here, and I'll give you a quick dimension on it. It's 7 3/4 by 6 1/4. Actually, it's just a hair under 7 3/4. So here's our Brambled Rose. Let's find the opening. There we go. Going to pop that in there, and it just fits in there nicely. Right about like that. Bring over our raspberry adapter plate. Give this a run through. It's a tight squeeze, but it gives a beautiful, beautiful emboss. Let's peel that up. There we go. You can see the detail on this folder is just amazing. I absolutely love the way it comes out. We're going to highlight it with some gilding polish too, so let's pop those to the side. I have some Enchanted gold gilding polish here. There's our applicator. And you can see it's a beautiful mousse with a lovely color to it. So I'm just going to go in with the applicator and bring a little bit up off the side there, taking off any excess. We're going to lightly rub that over the top of that embossing. Just love the way this looks. It's a very light touch. You just need to polish it right across the top of the embossing and it'll pick up that pattern. If you want it deeper, you can add more product and push harder and it will go into the floor. But I'm just wanting to pick up all these lovely rose designs here with the leaves coming around it. There we go. A little bit more. The very center won't show, so I'm not going to waste it going into that. But that is absolutely gorgeous. Let's pop that over to the side. And I've got a kitchen roll here. We'll give it a light buff. That dries it out, brings up the shine. There we go, all the way around. Perfect. So you can see you've got a really nice, subtle tone-on-tone shine with this. I love the way this looks. Now the next thing I'm going to do is go into doing the borders. So I've already gone ahead and cut a couple of these. So let me just pop them out of my pile of things here. So I've done 2 of the Indonesian borders in black, and I've done the backgrounds with just a solid piece with milk card covered with a piece of self-adhesive sticky. So we are going to peel this back carefully. Let's use a pokey tool to get under it. There we go. And I'm going to pop this right in line with it. Try and get that centered nice and evenly. If we're off a tiny bit, we can trim. That's looking pretty good. Then you can use the waxy side of that just to pop it down and make sure you're on there. And we'll do this one as well. Just get under the edge of that backing paper. Always the hardest part for me. There we go. Peel that up. Pop that down, and I like to start just kind of try to get the edge straight. And move it along down there. Using the waxy side. Give that a nice push. I'm going to bring in some copy paper to put underneath us, and we'll do both of these at the same time. I'm going to give them a bit of bling with some diamond snow. Just a little bit over those. Just burnish it into place. Tap it off. And let me do this one. Get all that sticky exposed area. And then we can bring this back and just pour it back into our container. No waste. So what I want to do is I'm going to add a bit of mounting foam to raise these, put them on the corners. Now this is the tricky part, so we want to kind of line them up about the same spot on both sides. So I'll go ahead and put the mounting foam in place and just sort of eyeball what looks to be about even. You can play with this a little bit. That's probably about right. If you're wanting it to be more precise, obviously you can measure. But I'm just going to try and get these even, and then we'll trim away the extra bit. There we go. Try to get my corner so it's on there completely. I can live with that. And then we're just going to trim along the edge here, and I think I'll do it this way. Give us a little bit easier. Straighten that up. Use the edge of the card to trim by. There we go. You could even use the little corners for something else later on if you like. So I can go ahead and put that into place now onto my backing, and I think I'll just use a bit of glue for this. Get it going. So I've put some gold mirror card to have a nice little thin edge peeking out from underneath, and I've used cream and black for my mats below that. So let's get that lined up nice and straight there. There we go. Come back to that. So the next thing I'm going to do is cut the Samantha die. Now I've done the outline, so I'm just going to bring in the decorative piece. We will pop that into place. Get my plates. And we're just going to add some removable tape. Tape the die into place here. That should work about like that and that. Okay. Remove our tape. There we go. And there's a couple little bits here. Let's pop those out. Okay. Oh, one more. Always a last little guy there. So I'm going to attach it to the black so it shows through, keeping with the tones. I'll just use a quick spray. There we go. Pop that down so the backing shows through nicely, all the detail. Okay, a little bit of mounting foam on the back to raise it. And although it's sort of a squarish shape, we're going to use it in sort of a diamond orientation here. Pop that right into the center. Now I've decided to use the really pretty handbag. I've gone ahead and cut it in gold mirror, and I've put a black backing behind it, and the handles are all separate so you can mix and match them. So I've chosen another one to cut out of the gold mirror to make it look like metal. We'll just add a little bit of glue here. Pop that on the front. Let me just line that up. Give it a second. There we go. A little bit of mounting foam. I'm going to pop that right into the middle, like that. I've done a sentiment. Cut the birthday wishes several times out of black. I'm going to use that up in the corner. So let's just add some spray glue to the back of these. Give it a second to set. And there. And since we've got some embossing there, I'm just going to add a little bit more glue to make sure it sticks better. Try that. Pop that one up in the corner. And just give me a second to get it all nice and straight. And then this one, right beneath it. This is a lovely die because you can cut both the positive and the negative with it. So you've got so many different uses you can use with that. Now, I've gone ahead and I've just done a little messy bow out of some black satin ribbon. And I'm going to put that into place with a glue dot. And I've made the flowers already using the Sweet William die. Now, what I've done is just a scrunched water spray. I've done this on many videos where you scrunch them, put them together. But I wanted to show you that you can add a little bit of gilding polish to these edges. Let's bring out just a tiny bit more there and really get a matching shine right onto those edges once it's dry. And it's very subtle, but when it hits the light, it's absolutely beautiful on this kind of flower. So don't forget, your gilding polishes needn't be used just on your embossing folders and whatnot. You can use them for so many different things. You can even stamp with these. They're wonderful. There we go. That back into its holder, and we will put a couple of glue dots on the backs of these and hold them in place. One there, and let's do one more above that. There we go, and you can just play with it and arrange it until you're happy with it. But I think that's just a beautiful card that anybody would love for a birthday. I know I would. So I hope you've enjoyed today's video, and don't forget, our YouTube channel is just chock full of other videos for you to watch. Don't forget to subscribe too.